Hello, class. I wanted to give a quick preview of the week two assignments. I'm not in my normal recording setup today. I'm on my iPad because my laptop is being repaired currently. But I wanted to touch base with you about the course. I did receive your week one submissions. So one of the things I noticed is that a lot of people got started fairly late in the week, and I would encourage you to get started, particularly with the discussion board, a little bit earlier so that your classmates who are starting early have some things to post there. We will follow the same format that we have been working through, which is a discussion board and a quiz. The module 2, called First Encounters, does have a response paper. That is not due until next week. So this is a 2 week module, and so we'll slow things down and take a little bit of time with that. For your module 1 essay, I will get those grades posted this week so that you have a good sense of feedback there. And all of that will take place online within D2L. So I hope that this week has helped you to orient yourself to the course, get used to our pacing. The readings, as I mentioned last week, are going to be made available to you each week, and so you do not need to buy the textbook. If you were to buy the Norton Anthology of American Literature, you could certainly read these texts there as well, but you can just use the online versions, and that's perfectly fine. Now, this week we have two readings that I'll want you to look at. One is by Hernan Cortez. It is a letter to Charles V. The second is by John Smith, and this is a text about the founding of Virginia. So both of these are recounting encounters with a Native American civilization, one in Mexico and one in Virginia, and they have a very kind of different style and approach to them. So the Cortez explicitly wanted to seize the city. So he's writing a letter to Charles V, and he's talking about how the Aztecs represent a serious challenge to Spain's domination of the region. So one of the things that you'll notice about these first encounters is that they ultimately had some pretty tragic results that shaped American history. And these are texts that are taught often, or had been in the past, from a kind of European perspective of this is the discovery of America. Well, ultimately, America was already here. There were thriving civilizations there, and Europeans imposed upon that. And in Cortez's description, you'll see a lot of information about the Aztec capital, its marketplace, its temples, public squares, and this really gives you a sense that it is a major civilization that rivaled anything that was in Europe. John Smith, on the other hand, they are carving out territory. Initially, we're trying to work in partnership with the Algonquin civilization there. They did run into some conflict. His account was highly romanticized in the Pocahontas story, which a lot of which isn't really historically accurate. But I think the readings this week will help separate some of the fictional versions of that from what we have in the actual documentary records. I will also be sharing a couple of video resources this week to kind of give you some more depth on these texts and these civilizations. So I look forward to your thoughts on this. Make sure to follow my announcements this week and next week. And you can get a look ahead at the response paper. I do have that in the Module 2 folder as well. So email me anytime with questions. I will be posting your feedback this week for Module 1, and I look forward to hearing your thoughts on First Encounters.